All right, we are now in the Wealthy Fantasy Football Zone, so we can go over here some unique ways of getting some lineups into both the cash games of. I'm going to show both, really go over FanDuel and DraftKings and try to do this kind of quickly. And I'm looking at right now is here in the Domination Station that's of the DFS Army, so we can get in here. What I'm very importantly looking at here is that unique way of looking at um, cash or chalk game options as far as basically I've listened to all the podcasts and everything looking for. Yes.
Hi.
Oh, that was my daughter. So she just wanted to say hi. So that you can get into basically that you're looking at the most popular plays for reasons that all the analysts, all those guys out there analyze this stuff all day, 24/7, and looking at it, injury reports and updates, trying to get safe cash plays that everybody are basically playing, which serves its purpose. However, we're going to show you how to pivot away right here to those most popular plays. First, of course, we're going to determine what those are according to some more exact instead of just listening to what they say and looking at here real projected ownership totals for the main slate, week 15. Now, we're going to pivot away by one or two because a lot of times if you change your lineup away from the chalk, you want to get one or probably would have to do two in order to get your max out your cap on your salary so you can get it arranged in those lineups. So here we go. The most popular play, not surprisingly, looks like I still didn't order this right here. Okay, actually it did already, sorry. Showing at the top now, Elliott at 30-some percent, right? 37%. And then Adam Thielen, looking like a lot of chalk there, a little bit surprising. Smith-Schuster, not surprising. Joe Mixon, definitely not surprising at all. So this is how we're going to build out our lineup. Okay, so what you do here is I'm not actually going to get on the site, but rather I'm just going to use this tool here, the draft dashboard, to set my lineup, the players that I want to specifically watch for these cash games, and I am going to use them for sure at this point in time. If we want to just actually get a quick update on what's going on, I'm not going to bore you with this part. Galladay, Shepard going up because of injuries there on those teams. Inman 1-2 because of, let's see, I was going to show here what the deal was. Let's see. Okay, he's fine, it looks like. McCoy, let's see, is undetermined. Ivory looking up, possibly, nothing for sure. Nothing determined, of course, until an hour before the kickoff of the game. He'll be available, of course. Graham expected to be able to play. Mariota, let's see, partake in the contest here, and Julio should be fine. I don't think we missed anything. All right, so there's also a real short main Saturday slate as well. I may have time to give you a couple options there. I'll just do it in a separate video. All right, so now what I'm looking at doing here right now is looking at my watch list, but I'm just going to go ahead and erase it and create the, so clear that and look at the option of the players that I need. As hopefully they'll be on this list here, the studs list. If not, we'll go and look for them elsewhere. So first of all, we're trying to get really two running backs, Elliott to start with and Mixon into our lineups. So watch them here. So we got to look through here. Here's Elliott. We need to watch. And we need to watch Mixon to give us two running backs right off the bat. We know are good plays if you've done your research as well. You can head over to the research station and look at some things. The main research tool, just come here, boom, down here, research station, pick the site, and go pick the slate. So then you go, yeah, we got Mixon, and then we're looking at probably the next chalkiest. If we can fit him, I don't see fitting Thielen in to a lineup like this, as we're going to choose to go with running back, heavy option. So we're going to go with Smith-Schuster. We can find him here on this list. I'm sure we will. Here he is. Fine play there. Fine matchup for him. So we got him as a wide receiver. Barkley, we're not going to fit into our lineup, unfortunately. But we can look at, of course, Amari Cooper, no doubt. chalk. I don't think we're going to find him here. Let's just go to the optimizer. Position-wise, here. I have this slate messed up here for now. We're going to switch that to main. Main 11 games. Go to the wide receiver. It is set on max 3 position depth chart. Oh, I want to show you something real quick as well. As soon as that switches over, that if you hover over the player's face, this is the real easy way of getting to an efficient number here that just shows you as soon as this gets finished right here that the touch percentage is actually 17%. So it shows here in the draft dashboard you got your targets a game, last 3 shown. You can go through all of them though if you click on the player's name and go through all those, the whole season, all the touches, which include targets and rushes. But if you just look here, hover over the player's face, you get the snap percentage, of course, as well. The touch percentage, very important, 70% and good for Brown, as opposed to Adams, for example, 17% as well, and Thielen, also 17%, very good. But Smith-Schuster, 17%, wow. Okay, we're looking for, who was in here? Oh, Cooper. Let's get Cooper locked in to our lineups. Cooper. Here we are. Not the best matchup, perhaps, because of Indianapolis, as in overachieving defense, but that's fine with me. So we got 2 receivers so far. We can fit in Edelman as a 3rd wide receiver. If we can fit him, we may not be able to fit this into our. We may look for our cheap option as well. Any guys? Brown, we're not going to fit. Julio Jones, Baltimore Ravens D. I don't think we're going to fit him, honestly. We can try to go with Gronk or Kittle. We got to go with the cheaper option of those guys. Let's see. That's what we're going to be forced to do here. By the way, I'm excluding, if I click on the X right here below the bullseye, that excludes players, as I've done that with certain players for the week. All right, and then you want to go with, let's see, in terms of value, just order this up by in terms of for the site salary. Kittle, Gronk, we got to go Gronk. Okay, who's the next chalkiest guy we might play? Really, we're just looking for the flex and the quarterback to round it out. Looks like the most chalkiest quarterback, if I didn't see anybody up here, that's going to be Andrew Luck. The only thing about this is that this does include tournaments, so maybe Luck is going to be a highly popular tournament play, but more so, I will look at Brady because he's going to be even more. So let's look at that here real quick. And he's more affordable than Luck, I believe. So we need to confirm here in just a moment. Okay. You just have to go with the cheaper options with these scenarios, okay? So Luck 8,100, but then Brady 7,900. If this will all fit, we'll see here in a few moments. We need a flex play, an affordable flex play. Let's see. I know I wanted to see if Jared Cook, the other guy, Cook from running back from Minnesota, if he was going to be in here, but I don't see him for some reason, and he's been very popular and people talking about him. So just want to check real quick. Is there anybody else that's really projected to be chalky here? Jalen Samuels, but that's dependent on Connor playing, so I don't know. Let's compare the price, though. Price-wise, 14% ownership projected on Cook at the price range of, what was it, $6,200, compared to Samuels, $5,500, 10%. Oh, I'm sorry, 9% over here. I was looking at the wrong number. 9% ownership projected, and Cook 7, maybe 8%. I don't see any other flex option running backs as I prefer to be favorable. So let's figure out who we want here real quick. We can go to flex, or probably should just went to running back and get it more sorted out how I wanted it. But let's look at the options here because we may need a couple options, in fact, to fit these guys in. So let's get to the put it back in terms of the value placed on them in the salary cap. Just need to wait on that. Okay. Sorry about that. Okay, so we're going to get down here to figure out who our flex options were again. Trying to get down to the cheaper range, of course. Oh, he's a good play. If you can fit him in, definitely go with Carson. He'll be fairly popular enough. Even though actually we didn't see him on that list. Who am I looking for here, though? Here we go. Samuels. Connor's out. Kind of the backup plan. Where was Cook at? Was he 60-some hundred? Here we go. Cook. So we got at least a couple guys that we could roll with. Let's see if this lineup works or not. In fact, we're going to go right to lineup optimizer, try to get our pivots, see how it works here in the mass lineup generator. Newly integrated into the system, as everything came out really good actually in the first initial lineup with the players we want for our cash game options, except for the tight end maybe. So, but here's what's cool. You can switch this. Okay, we can go down here to get. I'm trying to think of see if I saw the Bears. Oh, at a cheaper price point than the Vikings. So that would be popular. And watch them. We can lock this lineup in, but let's just see if there's one of those better, perhaps, tight end options or not. And he won't fit. But we can always go with another chalk option as we could roll with this maybe, and it maxes it out. So you can pretty much see that this here lineup will be the most, I would say, best bet, chalkiest lineup, as we can lock these guys in, and that's what we want to do. Now, the mass lineup generator will help us to figure out now. Probably should have saved that lineup, but we're only going to go. Let's see here. Low randomness, max exposure. We can go 75. We got to do 10 lineups, balance everything out within 500. One unique player or two. This is the kind of the tough choice here. If we go one, it's going to be more difficult to get within the 500. So let's go two and see what happens. So we got our watch players plugged in. We got to wait for that generation process to go through and finish and see our lineups. Didn't take too long, actually. So we pretty much got it here how we want it. As you see, some variations in the lineup. We got all Brady. We got a Cousins lineup. We got one Trubisky. It's not bad. Just got to watch out. When you set this, Titans defense, interesting. As this is looking just fine. Looking over it here. I don't like this, Kenneth Dixon, so we'll change that out, see what we can do with it. But this is how you go about it now. Differentiate yourself just by a couple players. You can optimize these. You can delete some, save them, or you can export them all and get them into these lineups. You don't want to do it exactly the way. Interesting here, Dante Moncrief, more of a GPP tournament option, but Doug Martin, I don't know. He's got a couple linemen possibly out, so I don't know. But you got to gauge all that more closer to game time. What'll happen with the running back Samuels and so forth. So we're going to do the same thing with DraftKings since we've already got the players watched. It's easier to do this once you got this already down on DraftKings, which I have already set my lineups. It's easier to do it on FanDuel because there's more leeway, there's more room to do these. So we've already done it the easy way. To do a little bit harder, look at DraftKings. You can switch it over there, see what kind of lineups then come out, and you'll see that it won't be as favorable because let's say we've got 3 Derek Carrs in there, and a Josh Allen, Marcus Mariota. We had to settle here for Uzama. This is just stupid here. David Morgan, flex play. We're not going to do that, obviously. So you got to sort these out as well. Josh Rosen. We're not going to get these Cardinals. We don't want them in our lineups. No Cardinals. Just don't do it. So, but some of them, these lineups here look pretty good. Rounding out with Brady, Mixon, Carson, maybe Elliott with another cheap back like Samuels might work. 3,500 is how much is Samuels again on the DraftKings site? Doesn't actually show to fit him in here. Wow. Oh, here he is. It's 5,200. Yeah. So you're not going to get that cheap of a running back, but Sterling Shepard, interesting. Perhaps option also perhaps somewhat chalky. As we go back in here, look at it again just to remind yourself which guys in a particular site. Just round it out here. And I'm doing basically the same thing, but now on DraftKings. Main. Hook that up with the projected ownership. And while it's going in here, let's see what else I can talk about for a moment. Yeah, so here's what we need to know. DraftKings percentage ownership. As it's not exactly, oh, there it is. Once again, Elliott, then Adam Thielen, Mixon. Popular chalk plays, but good plays. Rightly so. Barkley, Ravens D versus Tampa. Amari Cooper, of course. Eric Ebron. We chose him in our FanDuel lineup. Julio Jones. He's fine. Edelman. Brown, if you can afford him. Steph Diggs, I like better for tournaments. Andrew Luck, not so much. Hilton is even questionable. Very questionable for Luck. Gronk, Brady, Kenneth Dixon. I don't know why he's showing up in this system. Something must be good about him. Maybe put him in some tournament plays, of course. Hilton, Matt Ryan. There you go. Henry, tournaments. Adams, Jared Cook, Fournette, Samuels, David Johnson, Boo, Allen, Cousins, and the list gets worse as you go down. Dalvin Cook, not as shocking there. So he could differentiate a bit if you put him in your DraftKings lineup. Interesting. Not probably as highly owned. So you got to remember here as well on DraftKings to set yourself up with a player that's not as expensive at quarterback. So Carr might work, and Brady as well because they're not so expensive. And even Josh Allen. I don't really know of anybody else that you honestly want to play, anyways, on that position on DraftKings. So that'll be about it for me. Wrap this up and put those lineups in there with success.